Hi guys, welcome back to the Player YouTube channel, and you join me today with the most popular selling SUV in Audi's range. This is the Audi Q5. Let's get around it, let's get under the bonnet, get it out on the road and give you our evaluation. So under the bonnet, there's a couple of choices in engine. You get the diesel, which is what we've got here. It is a 4-cylinder 2-litre diesel engine, and it develops around 190 brake horsepower. 0 to 60 time is around about 8 seconds, just over. And the fuel economy is around 51 miles to the gallon. Not bad. However, if you want the petrol version of this, again, it's a 4-cylinder 2-litre engine. A little bit more brake horsepower on this, 245, so that naturally equates when you get your 0 to 60 time down to about 6.1 seconds. However, you're going to lose out on the economy because you suddenly drop down to about 38 miles to the gallon. S-tronic 7-speed gearbox matches both of these. Nice automatic gearbox, pretty standard when it comes to Audis. Let's go and take a look around the rest of the car. Right, let's take a look around at the back, and the first thing you notice is this big chrome strip that runs all the way around here. And the idea of that is, what the designers have told us, is to give it a much lower profile, to make the car look wider. And I think it really works. You've got these really nice LED sweeping lights around the back here as well. No fakery here, no big fake exhausts. I like that, it's much better. Right, it's got an electronically assisted tail lift just under there. And as you can see, it's fairly quick as well. Now the only thing is, when you try and close this, you'll probably notice way up here, I almost have to go on my tiptoes. That's where so really, if you're under 5'10" in old money, that's probably around about 186 centimetres in new money. You won't be able to reach that. You're going to need to carry a little step ladder with you, or you just basically go out with someone who's a lot taller than you and then get them to shut the boot when you want them to. There is always that. Comes with the inevitable parcel shelf, but this is no ordinary parcel shelf. This is a nice blind, and it comes on some really nice runners and folds back there. Nice and easy like that. It's very easy to get out as well. You've just got two little catches, one either side. You push them backwards and you just lift like so when it comes out. This side as well, and there it goes. One either side, pops out. Now, the unfortunate part of this, there's a lot of money gone into building this and putting it together. So I'm not going to throw it away like I normally do, because I only throw the ones away that you can't store underneath. There's nowhere to store this. So let's say we're out at the moment, we've had to access a little bit more space. What are we going to do with this? Well, there's nothing we can do with this. So for the moment, I'm going to have to put it round in the front passenger side, because there is nowhere to put it in the back. And that is what's going to happen when you buy this car. You're going to be stuck with it. So you just take it out and leave it at home. 550 litres of boot space in here. Huge, absolutely massive. And when the seats go down, let's do that now, by the aid of a little button here, pull that back, look at that, pops down. And then one the other side over there. Now, again, it's a brand new car, so they do tend to be quite stiff, but they do go down and they lock down. What you will notice is they don't go entirely flat. However, I don't think it hinders that. That's a huge space. I mean, over 1,500 litres of space. A lovely chrome scuff guard on the back here. They all get this, which is good. Again, if you're lifting stuff in and out, you know, it's not that horrible plastic stuff. It's a proper chrome scratch guard. Love that as well. Couple of shopping bag holders, one either side. That's nice. And I like this new LED strip that they've put in here as well. Again, it's all nice little touches that you have become to sort of expect from Audi. This is what we expect from them. Under here, this is not what I was expecting. Now, this particular model, the car that we've got here today on test, comes with this massive, great bass speaker. Now, as you can probably tell, if that wasn't in there, you could probably get a space saver in here instead of this pannier, which is holding this stuff. Now, if you're not aware of this is a bottle of latex, basically. It's like a rubber, a liquid rubber. And what happens is, when you get a puncture, you pour this into the inner tube, and then you tighten the inner tube back up, put the little valve back in, and you pump the tyre up, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's a rude word, you drive off down the road, and it's all fixed again, using the little pump. There isn't even a pump in here. It's got to be in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Pump's under there. That's your, well, a couple of little tools and that in there as well. But there is a pump down there. So you pump it up, and no. They do not work. I'm sorry. I've had 2 or 3 punctures in the last year, and on all 3 occasions, I've had to call out the recovery services to come and help me, to come and change the wheel, put a different wheel on and get me home. Useless. Manufacturers, please get rid of these things. One, they're disgusting because the smell from these is appalling. Trust me, when you open it and start pouring it in, and two, they just don't seal. And on this car, it's a big decision. Do you go for the space saver or do you go for the music sound system? That is entirely your choice. Anyway, we like this car. We like the space. We like the fact that you can put all the seats down without having to run around there and chase everything up. You get these nice little packets either side. You've got a little cargo net here to stop the doggies jumping over. You can fix it up. All in all, it's a really nice family car. Let's get in the back and see whether it's comfortable for your passengers. Before I jump in and show you for the passengers, just take a look at this door, how far it goes back, which is really nice, gives you great access. So climbing in and out of here is simplicity in itself. And you get loads of leg room. The seat has been ergonomically shaped, as you can see here, to make it even more knee friendly. Also, when it comes to the door, look at the size of that window. It's absolutely huge. Now, if you've got kids in the back here that suffer from car sickness, that's the size window you need. You also need it down below the shoulder because in that way they're sitting upright like that and they can see out, and that stops that car sickness. Trust me, I've had enough kids in the back of cars. Speaking of kids in the back of cars, well, when you've got all their toys and bits and pieces flying about everywhere, you need somewhere to put them. So Audi have kindly thought of these granny stockings that they've put in the back here, and you can shove loads of bits in there because they're nice and springy. In the centre here, you do get independent heating. This is full independent heating as well, because you can actually adjust minus and plus there on your heating control, which is fantastic. That's exactly what you want. And then you've got your air control in the middle there. Again, this is really good for kids in the back. And Audi have thought of it yet again. They put a double USB charger down the bottom there for all those bits and bobbies that need cables attached to them. And there's also a 12 volt as well, just to the right of it. The only thing I did notice is a very high transmission tunnel. So climbing over here, if you're going to have to give someone a lift or put, you know, nanny or granny in the centre here, it's going to be very tight. And the good thing is with your feet, you know, you can get your feet either side like that. So it is possible. I wouldn't want to go far, but it is there as, you know, just as an extra if you do need it. The good thing is when sliding across these seats, you will notice that the recessed seat belts are very, very handy. So they're not going to catch in jeans pockets or on dresses or whatever. You do get the obligatory Isofix points, and these ones are the Poppy Audi plastic versions. So these will pop out, you will lose these, and I just think it's a marketing ploy by the motor manufacturers that in three years' time when you chop this in for another one, they're going to charge you for another pack of these. I think they should all be on springs or just do away with them. There's no real point to them. So I'm going to put that one back there. On this particular level of trim, we do get these nice leather seats as well. Really, really comfortable. Centre section here, you've got a pull down armrest, really nice indeed, and if you push there, up pops your double cup holder. Well, I say double cup holder, it's probably more of an energy drinks holder or a small can of fizzy pop, because that's about all that's going to go in there. But it does fold away, and to be honest, it's quite a nice comfortable place. You've got plenty of headroom in here, a couple of LED courtesy lights, and I did notice on the side here you've got somewhere to hang things up, which is really good. All in all, it's quite a nice space to be, and it's a very comfortable seat. There's another thing I noticed as well, that these seats can move forwards, but they can't move backwards. But if you move it forwards and you give up a little bit of legroom, on the side here, there's another handle, you can pull that and it will actually go back a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. But there you go, things like that matter. Let's go and have a look up front, see what it's like for the driver. Let's check it out, see what it's like for the driver in the Audi Q5. Well, as you would expect, Audi produce a lovely driving position in all of their cars. That's what they're known for. It's a bit of a little sort of pedigree that they have. And this car is no less uncomfortable than any other car I've ever driven in the Audi range. It's so comfy, these bolstered seats, lovely. Manual adjustment on the steering column, plenty of down, not a lot of up, loads of pulley outy. So even if you're a short person, you can pull that right back and drive it like that if you want to. I like that, nice and easy to set up. We'll start over here on the far right hand side. There's a lighting control system over here, very simple to operate, and you've got the dim as well, so you can dim your display down at night. On the right hand side of the steering wheel, You've got the Ask Audi button, which it's got a little mouth that opens up there, and there's a telephone control button, and you've got your volume system as well. And there you can set your favourites on your little star button. You've got paddle shifters on this because it's obviously the auto gearbox, and you put it in the manual and have a little bit of fun with this car as well. On the right is your wiper stalk, and your rear wiper is accessed on the end by a little button there. On the left here, obviously indication and your lighting system. And on the left-hand side of the wheel here, you've got another menu system. So it comes up with the menu, the central menu on that gorgeous, gorgeous instrument cluster, that digital instrument cluster. And this is where you can change the view, and the top left-hand button is to slide between the different modes that you've got on here. Let's start this up so we can take a look at that. It's keyless, but I'm not going to start the engine. I'm just going to push the button once, and this will all fire and come up. Lovely, which it has done. Now I've got this set at the moment on a minimal setting on the view. So that means the rev meter on the left, or tachymeter, whatever you want to call it, and the speed is on the right over there. Again, the speed is in the center, and I've got the map set up here as well. So you can slide between the two just simply using the buttons there, and you can change the view and make that bigger if you want as well. And you still get to maneuver in the middle there and come back with your little map in the middle there as well, which is really, really lovely. I think this and the BMW iCockpit are the two, Audi and the BMW are the two best digital displays on the market currently. We're not going to go set up there, we're going to continue as a guest. There we go. This can get quite technical, this screen. We've had a few issues with the cameras suddenly, or the phones logging in for no apparent reason. I'm going to go okay on that. There we go. So we're on the home screen now, which is good. So you've got your radio, you've got your media, you've got your Apple Play in here, you've got Android mirroring in here, pretty much everything you're ever going to want. There's Bluetooth in here as well. You've got your apps that you can download. So you've got Audi apps, you've got your car settings, your main settings, and then down the right-hand side of the screen here, again, very simple, just touch settings into the media, into your radio, into your telephone. Oh, and day or night, even if you don't. There we go. Turn it down. Now, this is why I love talking about knobs sometimes, and this is essential. So you get in the car, it's freezing cold, you've got your gloves on, you do not want to take your gloves off. So what do you need to do? Get the temperature settings right. And if someone has left the radio on or the tunes playing really loud, you want to be able to turn them down without having to fiddle, take your gloves off, trying to find out where it all is. On here it's simple because Audi have a nice knurled knob down there, a little shiny one as well. And you also get two decent sized knobs here for setting your temperature. Again, I love all this because although it's old school, having a big knob, it's just nice and easy and accessible to get hold of. In the centre here, these are touch sensitive buttons as well. They're really lovely. If you put your finger on them, it tells you what that button does, and then you can choose whether to click it up or down according to what you want. Really, really nice indeed. Over here on this particular trim level, we get heated front seats as well. Ooh. I've actually got mine on at the moment, so I'm going to turn that off for a sec. There we go. There are 4 different trim levels. So you've got the entry level is the Sport, and then you've got the next one up is the S-Line, and then you jump up to a Black Edition, and then the very top of the range, all singing and all dancing, is Audi's Vorsprung Edition. And that just changes all the different options that you have in the car here for the seating and for all the different tech bits as well. You can get a couple of different packs as well, bolt-on packs. So you get a tech pack, there's comfort packs, all things like that. Check that when you go down for a test drive, just check that out with your salesman, because I am not an Audi salesman. However, I can inform you that that's what is available. Love the big screen in the middle here, slightly sort of in your face a bit, but it does work, and it is touch sensitive, which is nice to know as well. Okay, moving swiftly on, just below the central heating, the heating panel. Well, it is a central heating panel. There are different drive modes here as well on the left-hand side. So if we go into drive mode, we click the button. You've got an off-road button at the top there. You've got an efficiency. We'll go again because and there's a comfort. There's auto where it sets it up itself. There's dynamic, which is sport, obviously. And then an individual setting down there as well, where you can actually handpick those bits that you like from there and create your own individual setting. I'm going to go back to the home screen there because it looks a lot better as well. It does move very quickly, as you can see. I like that. Instantaneous. And the nav on this is superb. We'll put that up in a minute. Let's move the key, moving on down here. So we've got 12-volt adapter and a USB charger there, and a little knick-knack place to put bits and pieces there. Another knick-knack place in the middle here, which is very nice. I'll put the keys back in there because I think it's probably for your keys. As I said earlier, that's your volume button, and you've also got a left and a right change your stations button. So we can turn the volume up and down and flick left and right to change stations. In here, I actually found this was quite a nice place to put your shades if you're wearing your sunglasses. You've got your nice 7-speed auto gearbox in here, very nice. Double cup holder in the front here. Underneath here, this is really nice. In this particular car, this has got a little slidey panel here. You can actually put your mobile phone in. It's a wireless charger. And yet another charger here. This is a USB-C charger, so this is the new one. And they even give you a little adapter in case you forget to bring your USB-C charger cable, lightning cable, whatever you call it. This is adjustable as well, so you can pop it up and get it nice height wherever you like it. It's totally up to you. I mean, all in all, the car, the actual setup is absolutely perfect. I think it's a proper driver's car. And on that note, as it's a driver's car, let's get out and let's drive it and tell you what we think of it when it's out on the road. So here we are out on the road in the Audi Q5, and I'm shocked how quiet this car is. It's absolutely amazing. You can't hear a thing. There's no wind noise, there's no road noise. And even on those 19-inch alloys that come with this particular model, I was expecting a little bit of road feedback, but it is almost silent, almost too silent to say, just a little bit eerie in some cases. It's extremely comfortable, as you would expect. These seats, I've mentioned earlier how well bolstered and how comfortable the whole driving position is, but you're going to expect that from an Audi. This is a middle-range SUV. It's, in upwards of £43,000 for the entry level, and you can spend up to around £65,000 on that top of the range Vorsprung. Don't forget, you can also get the bolt-on packs with these cars. So you get, for example, the Comfort Pack or the Tech Pack. That in turn gives you different bits and pieces like safety aids, like blind spot mirrors, and what this car has, which I really love, it's got a hill descent button down here. Now, if you're not aware of that, basically what happens is when you're in the off-road drive mode, which I showed you earlier, while this car is controlling all the different wheels with the different amounts of torque that's going to each wheel, it can also take over almost autonomously and drive the car down a hill for you. You have to put a lot of confidence in the car. You've got to take your foot off and allow it to actually drive down the hill with your feet up, and it will just control the car beautifully. Fortunately, I haven't had to use that button yet, but it's there. It's there if you need it. And normally that only comes on cars of a lot more money, top of the range, Range Rovers, BMWs, things like that. So it's quite a handy little gadget to have, if you like. Another thing I noticed on this car, which I think is really, really good, is the ISOFIX points in the front seat here. So if you do have a little one with you and you want to put the baby seat in the front here, again, absolutely perfect. It's got those ISOFIX points. They're not on every car nowadays. They're normally just in the back. Speaking of safety aids, well, this car also comes with the cruise control, the distance control. It's got lane keepy, so it keeps you within your lane, and it's got the distance control between you and the vehicles ahead of you as well. It comes with a lovely reversing camera, so that really helps as well when you are reversing round, parking up or whatever. It's got the beepers front and rear, so it's got a nice audible warning as well, and it actually shows you on screen. It's got 2 separate screens. It's just a fantastic car to be able to park. Very, very easy as well. So we discussed the price, and then really the other bits we need to talk about with Audi, with this particular Q5, is, for example, the warranty. Now, you get a 2-year unlimited mileage warranty with this car, which, again, is not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. You can go for the 3rd year, but you are limited to 60,000 miles over the 3 years. So just be aware of that. I would suggest when you go down to Audi for a test drive on one of these cars, you actually have a chat with the salesman, and they can tailor-make any of these warranties for you. Servicing cost, well, a yearly service on this car is around £529 UK. That's for any Audi 2 litre and below. That's the price they charge. 2 litre and above, or just up above the 2 litre, is an extra £100 UK. That's 629. If you want a new tyre on this car, that's another thing that I think is quite important to note. 125 UK. That's for a 19-inch tyre. It's quite a lot of money in my books, but there you go. If you go up the 20s, 20-inch, it's obviously going to be a lot more than that as well. So, talking about the car's economy, well, currently, the long-term memory is showing me 35.8, which I think is fantastic for a petrol 2-litre engine. I don't think you're going to get much better than that. And that's around town. And don't forget, this is a press car as well. So it's not the most economical car. If it's your car, obviously it's going to be a lot different. I think you'll be close to what Audi are, stipulating. You're going to be well up into the 40s, late 30s, early 40s for a petrol 2-litre engine. It's not bad at all. You've been watching me, AJ the Player. I hope you have enjoyed watching this review on the Audi Q5 as much as I've enjoyed driving this car. It is one of those cars that, you can literally just jump in, drive 500 miles, get out the other end and feel exactly the way as you got in 4 hours before. So I think it's a car well worth considering. It's well worth going down to your local dealer and taking a look around the range, and also check out the different trim levels, because there are 4 different trim levels which I mentioned, and the tech packs and the comfort packs and all the other bits and pieces that you can add to this Audi Q5. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm AJ the Player, and don't forget, like, subscribe and comment at your peril, because we will get round to answering all your comments, which I intend to do on a regular basis. We do get a lot nowadays, but I will get there, trust me. If you've got a question, then leave it in the comment box, because if it's not me, someone else will pick up on that and definitely answer your question. Another thing to note is, before you cut off and go your own ways, please note that we are part of The Player. And The Player is a much bigger organisation than just a YouTube channel. We don't just do reviews on cars. We have a book. So before you sign off, here's something you're going to get for free. The book comes out every 3 months. It's called The Player, obviously. And if you go here now, look, it's coming in there, www.theplayer.co.uk, there you go. You can have that for free. Not the actual physical book. You can have the online version, which is a 200-page bookazine, and it's got everything us guys absolutely love. There's cars, there's boats, there's interviews, there's food, there's golf, everything. Go and check it out at that website. There's no data capture. I just need your name and an email so you can download it, or you can just view it online as well once you've subscribed. So there you go, guys. Give it a try. It's well worth it. As I said, you've been watching me, AJ the Player. Don't forget, leave the bell sign unchecked if you do subscribe, because we're putting videos up once every week, sometimes twice a week as well. And there might be something there that could be of interest to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next week, hopefully with something a little bit different and unusual. You never know. Check back. Safe driving, guys, and above all, enjoy your life.